Hello mate, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel of Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well mate, I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. That's right mate, the daily series here on the channel. Every single day where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it, but more importantly asking for yours. Today we're going to be referencing my friend and yours, Cy Phillips from Twitter, at Cy Phillips Sport. He sort of consolidates a lot of news and puts it on his Twitter account. It's a good resource, especially for me if we want to quickly go for a lot of information, which we're going to do today. I'm going to present to you the news or react to the headlines together, and then I'll get your opinion down in the comment section below, of course. Lots to get into, so settle in. Massive thank you to everyone who's helped me reach over 150,000 subscribers. Boy, what a milestone. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Like I said, it's a big landmark for me, big milestone. 100. Everyone thinks, oh, it's 100k and then 200k, but 150 is a big number, man. And there's a sort of like only a relative available pool of like active Chelsea fans online on YouTube, and it does represent a big achievement for me, but it's nothing without the viewers. Although I work very hard on the channel and I have done for the years, I do really realize how privileged I am to be in this position, and it's nothing without you guys. So thank you so much for being part of the journey, and I welcome any newcomers to subscribe. And if you want to help me out, please do drop a like on the video, as we content creators often say. Update on yesterday, of course, we reacted to Nathan Gissing's story that was circulating about Marcus Alonso. Chelsea have denied claims that there's been a bust-up between Thomas Tuchel and Marcus Alonso. I think Matt Law asked him. Certainly Nizar Kinsella also reported on it on Goal. To be honest, first of all, I'm not surprised they've denied it. Even if it was true, they'd probably deny it. But we'll see what happens. There's a good chance he'll start on tomorrow, maybe the FA Cup. Even what I like to think in football, if there is a bust up, that you can just move on, because there's always arguments and heated debates and stuff in dressing rooms. If you can output that emotion in a poor result and then move on, that's like the sign and testament of true growth. But still, that video is still relevant to reacting to said news story, and we spoke a lot about a general clear out needed, so that video still holds a lot of weight if you're interested in going to read it to baby. Alright, cool. Like I said, we're going to be referencing Cy Phillips on Twitter, friend of mine. Let's start off with what he's saying, quoting Matt Law from The Telegraph, of course. Todd Boehly is expected to hold talks with Thomas Tuchel before the purchase of Chelsea has been officially signed off, and find out which areas of the squad he wants to strengthen. Boehly is believed to be ready to make significant funds available for transfers. Significant funds available. That is like, look mate, I've watched a few games. I saw you collapse against Wolves. I know you've had trouble scoring goals, and I know you're a little far off the way the top of the league where these two other guys are. Yeah, let's spend some money. Like, I just got here. This is like, this is my new house. I've just spent big on a new big property. Let's furnish it. Do you know what I mean? That kind of vibes. So I think that's really, really important. Hopefully Thomas Tuchel now has been at Chelsea long enough, a year and a half, to be like, I know what's going on here now. Because when he got his first transfer window and they bought him Lukaku, he sort of like had a disciplined team. They worked by defending well. He'd only been there 6 months. Maybe winning the Champions League papered over some cracks. I kind of feel like it might have done, considering, at the end of that domestic campaign was really poor for Chelsea in both the Premier League and the FA Cup final against Leicester. Chelsea were really crap actually, but they pulled it together for the Champions League final, which is great, and it's testament to their character. But there was big problems there. So maybe this next season, throughout the whole entire campaign, in the absence of Chilwell and James, and Lukaku not fitting in straight away, maybe this really has offered some context to Tuchel of what he needs. So this meeting with Todd Boehly should hopefully be quite constructive, and hopefully Tuchel's like, yeah mate, I'm gonna need a lot. Also, multiple reports, including Matt Law of The Telegraph, saying Todd Boehly held talks, with Marino Granolskaya and Bruce Buck over their Chelsea future, wanting to retain them both. Now, Bruce Buck, a lot of people aren't really very happy about or faced with. He wanted the Ricketts. He was apparently the one to sign up for the Super League. He's not Chelsea. I mean, I don't know enough about him. It's probably sense in keeping him in terms of continuity and knowing how the club works. There will be sense in that regardless. But quite a few Chelsea fans aren't overexcited at the prospect of that. Marina Granovskaya, I think she gets a bad rap on Twitter, but then again, it's Twitter. She's recognized as a mentor what she does. I feel like people think she's like the scout and like is buying players. Like, I choose to buy him, which she absolutely isn't. She runs Chelsea day to day and she negotiates financial stuff, of which she's amazing at both and has been recognized with an award for it, the first award for a football director. She has won it. Many a testament to how well respected is she in the game, and she's got contacts and stuff. So yeah, it's very smart, again, to keep and to retain Marina Granovskaya, at least, again, for the transitional period. If Todd Boehly and his board want to go in a different direction, then that's up to them if they truly believe Chelsea can evolve in another direction. But certainly for the moment, it is really important to retain continuity. So let's move on. Let's do a transfer story. Size tweeting, Ousmane Dembele is still very far from renewing his contract with Barcelona. He is waiting to see Chelsea's situation and Mbappe if he leaves without Real Madrid, PSG. And this is from CK Rodriguez via Managing Barca. So that's the source. Yeah, look, Ousmane Dembele has been heavily linked to Chelsea since last January. Of course, he's got an incredibly strong relationship with the Chelsea manager, Thomas Tuchel. He played probably still his best football under Tuchel, even though he's had a bit of a comeback, a remontada at Barcelona. Didn't start so well there. But yeah, he was incredible at Dortmund under Thomas Tuchel. Tuchel, of course, can speak French as well, so he's probably can just communicate with him well. I would love Ousmane Dembele on a free transfer. I think that would be an excellent move, personally. In terms of availability, a ball carrier, someone that does something a little bit different and just, gets the ball in the box. And he had a really high output under Thomas Tuchel at Dortmund. Maybe he could do it again at Chelsea, certainly because it's a free transfer, as long as we don't give him silly wages. Then it could be a great acquisition, especially if we're looking for wide attacking forwards. I mean, how many more are there out there? And when they're free, to a degree, without wages and sign-on fees. Let me know what you think on Ousmane Dembele, because as things stand, I'm kind of like on the train, but you can only be like, you just get hyped, don't you? So yeah, this is another confirmation from Sai about Bruce Buck. Bruce Buck is set to remain the chairman of Chelsea as part of the new management structure being proposed by the Todd Boehly-led consortium, and that is coming from The Times. More information from The Times as well. Jonathan Goldstein, who may have been considered as a replacement for Bruce Buck, will not be joining the board. This is really interesting. He is conscious of his long affiliation with Tottenham Hotspur and would prefer to work alongside Boehly without immediately joining the board. So that would probably please a lot of Chelsea fans. Look, Jonathan Goldstein was brought in for his property development expertise. I don't know, again, I should have done my research on this, if he had anything to do with the rebuild of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but they absolutely got that right. That is an insanely good football stadium in terms of how it's built, what it looks like inside. Yes, it looks like a bit of a toilet seat from above. And the sound, the atmosphere, the way they create an atmosphere, they've built it completely right. If they can do that with how they redevelop Stamford Bridge, really helpful. But people were like, yeah, he's a Tottenham fan. True, but he doesn't want to join the board because he's a Tottenham fan. So he's like, yeah, I'll help you with the project, but that's it. That probably suits all parties, like, upon reflection, no? Does that not make sense? That's the same. The same article, the same source, Lawson Times, also saying Marina Granovskaya is set to stay here at Chelsea. So there you go. Bruce Buck, Marina Granovskaya set to stay at Chelsea. Todd Boehly looking to spend money and have meetings, with manager Thomas Tuchel. We're sort of nearing the end of this sort of section. Ian Maatsen draws interest from Borussia Dortmund, and this is from Chelsea Loan Army. So interesting. Ian Maatsen could have been our rotational left-back option, getting interest from Borussia Dortmund. If he's going to be a starter, then great. We've really got to consider some of these loanees, actually. Moving forwards. Sai's also written about how Todd Boehly's consortium will reportedly immediately be advised that signing defensive reinforcements should be a priority for Chelsea this summer, which I think I heard Dominic Fifield of The Athletic talk about this, how it's not overly stimulating and exciting, because when you get like new ownership in and you want to buy like a shiny toy to show like the fans and, you know, the Premier League, like, I'm here, I'm going to make statement signings, you kind of want these like attackers or maybe even like midfielders or wingers. Defenders aren't really as sexy, but needs must. We're losing both Christensen, and Rudiger. Thiago Silva is so super old. Azpilicueta is getting older and has not been in good form recently, despite what people say. Well, I don't know if people have been defending him, but he has been in poor form, and this really does leave us with not much at all. So it has to be a priority. It's not super sexy, but that, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Another quote from Pat Nevin here, Chelsea legend, talking about Romelu Lukaku. I would not be surprised if Lukaku gets another shot grabbing the headlines, as well as another goal or two versus Leeds. There's tension in the air, and the club has a chance to have a few days that will affect the next few years. Whoa, profound. There is talks about how Thomas Tuchel does still believe that Romelu Lukaku has a place in this Chelsea team, which is peculiar, because it's like he hasn't been playing him at all. I kind of get it, but even when he was benching him, I don't think he was like, this guy's crap, I'm never going to play him. I think it was literally just methodically and systemically looking in a cold, calculated way, I'm not using his profile for this game or at the moment because of this. Not that this guy's crap and I never want to play him. I think he's always had in his head, there is an opportunity here and I could consider using this guy at some point. And I think there's truth in that. And I don't see Lukaku going in the summer, but he is set to have meetings with Thomas Tuchel. I've read separate reports that he's set to have like a proper sit down with Tuchel in the summer, going, look, do you have plans to genuinely, do I have a big chance here of genuinely being like one of these starting players moving forward? I'll try and adapt, what can I do, but can I do it? Be honest. Are you going to try and implement me here and there when you can, or are you going to try and, I don't know, to a degree, build the team around you? And that sounds like, oh, you know, you've got to also work for the team, but that will happen anyway. I'll see. It's really interesting. It's really interesting to see what's going to happen with Lukaku, because there is a player there. Like, loads of you are upset with him, and I completely understand why. So am I, man. So am I. But the truth is, when he's confident, his chance conversion for his XG is very good. Like, it's very good, and it's totally unique. We don't have anyone else anywhere near like him, and that's a tool to like utilize. It really is a friggin' interview, man. Maybe there is still a chance for him. I just want to finish also on this here from Sly, saying Thomas Tuchel is highly interested in signing Christopher Nkunku. The player has got an offer from Leipzig to extend. They don't want to sell him this summer. There is no release clause, and that is from Plettigol, which is Florian Plettenberg, who is a reporter for Sky Sports. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. Thomas Tuchel wants Christopher Nkunku, who of course has got like, has he got the most goal involvements in the Bundesliga this season? Probably not. That's got to be, surely there's got to be Lewandowski. Certainly he's up there. He's having like a sensational season for RB Leipzig. And, you know, young player, good attacking player. He's French, isn't he? So like Tuchel, well, Tuchel will speak both French and German, which I'm sure Nkunku can. And he would have been watching him closely because it's Bundesliga, high-level Bundesliga. Tuchel will know all about him. And that's where we're at. What do you guys think? I've obviously gone through a lot of stuff. Follow Cy Phillips on Twitter at Cy Phillips Sport to get more information. But if you also like me going through it, I believe him as like a really good, credible source for consolidating data? Consolidating news. I've gone proper like football nerd there. Consolidating data. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'm interested for you guys to start the conversation in the comments, and of course I'll react to any big stories as and when they come, so keep it locked. Make sure you turn the bell on when you subscribe. Yeah, man, see you very soon. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.